So one of the first things that I wanted to go over is just a new, more in-depth program that we're using. And Tom had actually mentioned this is something that he does as well. But we had hired a company called Unveil Security Group, which is run by and employs service-disabled veterans who essentially are hackers. And they do vulnerability assessments, penetration testing, and then ongoing security auditing. So we had hired them this year and had them work with our IT team to do kind of an all-out vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, and then on an ongoing basis continue to audit our security. And so as you can see there, we have a picture of our certificate as they went through that. Some of the other things that we do here to protect, again, the company's information and all of our client-sensitive information is we've been using an outsourced IT company with 20 years of experience in monitoring, maintaining, and securing our technology. They're frequently updating the services they provide us. And as I said as well, they worked hand in hand with Unveil to really just, rather than have a company audit themselves and find no problems, we brought in a third party to make sure that that was the case, and that is what they found. We utilize a password manager, which allows us to have more sophisticated passwords and more frequent changing of passwords, and to not have sticky note passwords, if you will. We're able to just keep everything more secure that way. We also use a VPN for any offsite. So periodically we do offsite meetings for 401ks that we work on. So before joining any sort of internet or Wi-Fi available, we go through our VPN, and as kind of a bells and whistles, we can't access our VPN without using one of those multi-factor authenticators that Tom was just referring to. So to log into that, you have to also go through the app on our phones. Also, simple things, our office is alarmed, and we also know whose codes were used when people come in. And we also, Tom pointed out, just back up your information. We have a both on-site server as well as a remote server in a different part of the country. So both if there's a ransomware situation or if there was just a weather event, we have that really protected for our clients. And then any other information that we have, right, client signing forms or things that we've had to print out, we either shred in-house, except for once a year, which I'll talk about. We're having a shredding event for local clients. We do at least annual training on cybersecurity for everyone, no matter what their role is here in the firm. Make sure they're aware of any of those 10 things that Tom was just going through and how to avoid them. So, listed here, we have phishing, security awareness, ransomware, and how to use the multi-factor authentication. But like I said, they're pretty extensive. And we've also been periodically adding in other training as topics have come up. Because during Tom's presentation, he talked about getting emails and texts and phone calls, and candidly, we get a lot of those, particularly emails asking for money reportedly from clients. And when we call them, they say that email was not from them. So to that note, some of the policies and procedures that we adhere to, and just simple things, right? When we leave at the end of the day, make sure your desks are cleaned, or if you have an office, the door is locked, so there's no information laying around for someone to be able to look at. Whenever anyone even leaves their desk to get a cup of coffee, they have to make sure their computer is shut off. So, no one walking through the office would see what's on their monitor. Any emails that we send you with secure information or personal identification, date of births, social, those sort of things, we send them encrypted via a company called Smarsh, or just Microsoft 360 has its own. So I know sometimes that can be a little bit of a pain, but it's meant to keep your information yours. And then all client paperwork that we send out, either we're using DocuSign, but instead of anyone being able to open it, you have to answer questions about yourself, or else we mail them directly to you after letting you know what's coming. Also, we have in 2021 merged with another financial advisory company. So there's some employees that we're still getting to know, all the different clients that we work with. And so if we're talking to you, you're asking for money and it's our first conversation, we're going to make sure that's really you. And we'll ask a series of personal questions to verify it. And also, we do not take trades, address changes, phone number changes over email or even voicemail. We're going to call you. To Tom's point, right? The last thing we want is someone to email and say, here's my new address. And then your statements start getting sent out somewhere that's not your address. As I did point out, though, we once a year, we do offer a shredding event and also a little bit of a spring cleaning. So we partner with another financial company and just we bring in a huge truck with unlimited shredding. And you're welcome to come by, with old tax returns, statements, whatever personal documents you want shredded. And you can bring them by and watch them get shredded in front of you. And you can also bring clothes. We are partnering with Families in Transitions, which is a local place here that helps with homeless as well as just home insecure. And so we've donated last year. We had a big truck come and filled our whole conference room with clothing and other items. So that's going to be in Bedford at our office on Friday, May 19th.